Jessie here. Welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today's video is going to be the paycheck budget for the paycheck my husband receives on December 15th. As you can probably see, we're not doing a whole heck of a lot in terms of our budget this week. Not a lot going on. We got some bills to pay. We decided we're not going to add anything to sinking funds this week. Our sinking funds right now are doing pretty well, and we had a bit of a smaller paycheck this week, so we just kept it to a really super simple, super minimal budget. Not a lot of spending going on, and so I'm going to be going over our budget, and I'm also going to go ahead and stuff our cash envelopes in the same video. Usually I separate them, but with so little to talk about, this is going to go super quick, so I figured did not need to have two separate videos this week. So let's just zoom in and start talking about where the money's gonna go this week. All right, so for bills, we don't have a whole lot that has a due date for the week. And we're just gonna take care of grocery and household and pay those couple bills, and that's gonna be it. So I did budget $150 for groceries. I did an experiment a couple of weeks back where I did one big shopping trip. I spent like $300, and then the subsequent weeks I just supplemented that with $50 each week. That actually worked out really good for me. That's definitely something I'm going to do again in the future. This week though, we're just gonna get through this week. Like I said, my husband's paycheck was a little bit lower. If you're not familiar, my husband is paid based on commission. So he gets a percentage of the work that he does throughout the week. So if he does a lot of work, it can be a lot of pay. And if he does a little work, it can be a little pay. My husband works in the sewer and drain cleaning business. So, you know, the plumbing field. And it's the end of the year. And the company he works for does a lot of work with like apartment complexes and restaurants and that sort of thing. And everybody is pretty much used up their budget for the year, and so there's not a whole lot of calls coming in. December is typically pretty slow in terms of work. We're still totally fine. We're going to be able to pay all of our bills. We have plenty of cushion in our account, but I just didn't want to go crazy buying a ton of groceries or put a bunch of money into sinking funds this month, or this week rather, just because of that reason. So we're just going to get us through the week, $150, and that's going to, you know, replenish our freezer a little bit, but primarily it's just going to feed us for the week. And maybe next week we can do a big shop. We'll have to see how things go. So $150 has been budgeted for that. My Subaru payment is going to be paid out of this paycheck, and that I've budgeted $390 for. And the only other thing under bills is a minimum payment on our Amazon credit card, which I've budgeted about $135 for. So altogether, that is $675 total towards bills. Next up, we have cash envelopes. So for our cash envelopes, it's pretty straightforward, pretty much the same thing we always do, except my husband is on call this week, starting this weekend, so I want to have a little bit of extra money for him since he'll be working over the weekend when he usually does not. So I bump up his spending money on weeks when he's going to be on call, and that just helps keep him on track with his spending when he's out and about on the weekend. So we added an extra $20 to his typical $40 for a total of $60. The rest is pretty much the same as always. My spending money, I'm going to get $40. You guys will see the cash envelope stuffing momentarily. Gas, we're going to do $40. Eating out, $40. Miscellaneous, $40. For a grand total of $220. So that's awesome. Just a little bit more than usual. This is usually when I would be talking about sinking funds. Sinking funds are little mini savings accounts. Essentially, you put aside a little bit of money here and there for big expenses that you know that are coming up throughout the year. But as I mentioned, we're not adding anything to our sinking funds this week. we'll be back to stuffing our sinking funds next week. We're just taking a little break for a week. That's the great thing about personal finance. It's personal. You can personalize it. You can change it up with every pay. You don't always have to do the same things. You can change it up, and that's what we've done this week. Next, we have our extra debt payment. So if you missed my debt snowball update, you would not know, but I just paid off my Lowe's card this week. That was the card that we were working on. So excited that that is officially gone. No longer have to worry about that. And we switched things up a little bit, and rather than going with the next smallest debt on our list, we actually jumped up to our highest debt. And if you guys would like to know the reasoning behind that, what the balance on that card is, all of that information, go check out that debt snowball update. But with the paying off of that card and moving on to a new card, we now have a new debt snowball payment. We added $23 each week onto the $150 that we were sending to our card each week, and our new debt snowball payment is $173. So that's what I will be paying towards a Discover card starting this week. Very exciting. And I do have a line item here for any extra payments. I don't plan to send anything extra, but you guys know if at the end of the week we are within our budget and we spend less than we anticipate, we take the difference and we send it to our debt. So I budgeted $675 for this bills category, but if we spend less than that, say we only spend $650, then that extra $25 would go towards the debt. So I wrote it in there so I have a line item to be able to write any extra in, but I don't plan for that. We'll just have to kind of see how the week goes. So that is it for the budget. Super straightforward, super simple. If I ended the video here, it would be a 6-minute video or a 7-minute video. No sense in breaking it up, especially since stuffing the envelopes is going to go super quick since we're not doing sinking funds this week. So what I have done is I have written out the cash envelope categories here on my cash envelope breakdown. All we're filling is our cash envelopes, so it was super easy. $220 total, all in 20s. So I went to the bank and I took out $220 in 20s to be able to stuff our envelopes, and that's what we are going to do now. All right, you guys, so we're gonna go ahead and count this up and make sure I have 220 here. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 20, 40, 60, 80, 220. So we're gonna start out with my husband's spending money. I'm actually filming this before I give him his spending money. I almost always give him his spending money before I have a chance to film, but this week I caught it early, so we're just going to take $60, 20, 40, 60, and we're going to set this to the side for him. Easy peasy. Next up, we have my spending money. So I'm going to pull out my Conscious wallet here. This is the wallet that I use and love. Sorry for my cat meowing in the background. I don't know what he's crying about. I think he wants in my son's bedroom, and my son's got his bedroom door closed. So we'll just pretend like that's not happening in the background of this video. So my cash envelopes are here. These envelopes are from Life in Envelopes, and I love them. They're so pretty. I put the labels on them myself. Hold on, let me figure out what the deal is with my cat, because that's very distracting. Okay, just as I suspected he wanted in my son's room, hopefully the meowing stops now. So I was talking about my cash envelopes. I have them all here. They are all empty and ready to be stuffed. We're going to start out with my spending money, $40, 2 20s. Done with that. Next is gas, which is also going to get 2 20s. You guys, this is going to go so quick. Sometimes sometimes you need to just have a super simple budget. Eating out is also going to get $40. And lastly is miscellaneous. That's going to get $40 as well. The only other envelopes that I have here are my debt snowball envelope. So I mentioned that if I have anything left from bills, that'll go straight to a debt payment. Also, at the end of the week, if I have anything left in my cash envelopes, that cash will get put into my debt snowball envelope. And then about once a month, I go in and empty this out and make a big debt snowball payment. So that's what this is for. The only other envelope I have here is my deposit envelope. If I spend out of any of these cash categories, but I don't use cash, I use my credit card or my debit card, I take the cash from its envelope and instead put it into my deposit envelope, and that money then gets deposited in the bank to cover that purchase. So that's it, you guys. Super quick and easy today. Like 10-minute video out the door. Like I said, it's not always going to be this way. Things will probably go back to normal next week, but it's just what I decided to do this week. Nice to change it up. So I did stuff all these envelopes so I can go ahead and check those off. And that's it for my video. So I hope you guys enjoyed it. If you did, give it a thumbs up. Make sure that you click the subscribe button so that you never miss a video. And I'll see you guys in my next one. Bye!